This is All India Radio. In Spotlight, now we bring you a special program on Golden Jubilee of Bangladesh Liberation War, the quest for a linguistic identity and birth of a nation.
তোমাকে পাওয়ার জন্যে হে স্বাধীনতা, তোমাকে পাওয়ার জন্যে আর কতবার ভাসতে হবে রক্ত গঙ্গায়, আর কতবার দেখতে হবে খাণ্ডব দাহন।
Language is the blood of the soul into which thoughts run and out of which they grow. Language connects people and the values enshrined live through ages. In the case of Bangladesh, it is the proverbial truth. If we look back, the basic inspiration of the freedom struggle of the Bengali-speaking people of Pakistan came mainly from their quest for a linguistic identity. The history of class struggle and multiculturalism supported the language movement, a stark reminder of the liberation struggle.
বাংলার মাটি, বাংলার জল, বাংলার বায়ু, বাংলার ফল, পূর্ণ হোক, পূর্ণ হোক, পূর্ণ হোক, হে ভগবান।
Talking to All India Radio, former Bangladesh liberation fighter Lieutenant Colonel Sajjad Ali Zahir opines that fight for mother tongue is not just a struggle for reinstatement of the respective vernacular. It is also a reflection at times of the resistance to the persecution to a language.
Based on the language, our nationalism, our patriotism grew, and which resulted in the liberation of Bangladesh. We love Bangla, we love the language. Bangla is a symbol of our sovereignty, our devotion, our sacrifice, and our future. And this Bangla language is one of the sweetest languages in the world, and it has the contribution of great poets like Rabindranath Tagore and Qazi Nazrul Islam. The Bangla language was the main spirit of our liberation war. We sang songs and marched towards the enemy in Bangla. We raised the flag of Bangladesh in every liberated area and sang the song of Tagore, which has become our national anthem. So Bangladesh and Bangla language are synonymous. This is our beloved language and we love it all.
Let's elaborate the root causes of the movement. Immediately after the partition of India in 1947, Bengalis were the majority community of the newly emerged Pakistan. The Urdu-speaking Pakistanis were just 3% of the total population, though Urdu was widely understood and used in West Pakistan.
To understand why language politics played such a defining role in Bangladesh Liberation War, linguist Inakshi Nandi, JNU, said that the language is first and foremost the marker of identity. The vast Pakistani language such as Punjabi, Sindhi and Pashto were written in Urdu or Arabic script. On the contrary, the Bengali language had its own script different from that of Arabic.
To understand why language politics played such a defining role in the Bangladesh independence movement, or Mukti Juddho as we call it in Bangla, we have to first understand the role language plays in a society and especially in a polity. So language is first and foremost a marker of identity for its speakers, but it also has the potential to give one access to positions of power and influence in their land. So when the Bangla-speaking population were denied that, the Bengali language movement or Bhasha Andolan erupted, because it was the first time that people understood the significance of a language in the life of a community and in the life of a nation.
However, the language controversy of undivided Pakistan started even before the emergence of the country. Dr. Ziauddin Ahmed, a former vice-chancellor of the Aligarh University at that time, had suggested that Urdu should be the state or official language of the future state of Pakistan. Simultaneously, Dr. Muhammad Shahidullah, a noted Bengali linguist from Dhaka University, opposed the suggestion and put forth arguments in favor of Bengali as the future state language of Pakistan. He wrote if Urdu instead of Bengali was used in courts of law and universities, it would be tantamount to political slavery.
August 1947 saw India getting its freedom from the British and the birth of a nation called Pakistan. The newly Christian Pakistan was, however, divided into East and West Pakistan. The western region had predominantly Urdu and Punjabi-speaking people, whereas East Pakistan people spoke Bengali. East Pakistan became an internal colony of West Pakistan.
On 21st March 1947, Muhammad Ali Jinnah gave a severe blow to Bengali nationalism from the racecourse ground in Dhaka. He asserted that the national language of Pakistan would be Urdu and no other language. The same announcement was made again at the convocation of the Dhaka University on the 24th of March. East Pakistan became a union of a non-communal consciousness on that day. People from all walks of life formed a mass resistance irrespective of religion and caste. Despite opposition, even within the ruling Muslim League, Urdu was imposed as the national language of East Pakistan.
By 1951, the demand of the state language movement continued to grow. On 23rd February, the educationists, writers, journalists and intellectuals issued a memorandum to the then Chief Minister Nurul Amin for the introduction of Bengali language at all levels.
The agitation reached its peak in 1952 on the 21st of February. Section 144 was imposed all over East Pakistan. From that morning onwards, students started gathering in groups in front of the Faculty of Arts in Dhaka University. The objective was to be vocal in demanding Bengali language and to ensure full rights of the mother language. The procession came on to the roads violating Section 144. Police fired and several were killed. The roads of East Pakistan became stained with blood. A mass movement erupted against the Pakistani government to protect the dignity of the mother tongue. As a result, the Muslim League suffered a miserable defeat in the general elections of 1954.
Ultimately, the government of Pakistan was compelled to declare Bangla as one of the state languages in the 1956 constitution. The language movement influenced directly and indirectly all political, social and cultural activities since 1952 in the then East Pakistan. Talking about Bangladesh Bhasha Andolan, linguist Inakshi Nandi said that it was for the first time a nation was created on linguistic lines.
The Bangladesh Bhasha Andolan or the independence movement is of course unique because it was possibly the first time that a nation was created along linguistic lines. The language became the rallying point around which the movement developed. So Pakistan pointed to Urdu as the national language. They ignored and neglected the diversity of their own country. And when Urdu became the national language, which means that it became the language of government, the governance, the schools, it became the language around which the identity of the nation was going to be created. That automatically made Bangla native speakers second-class citizens in their own country. It meant that the Bangla speakers would not be able to access positions of power in the government or in many other places which needed you to be fluent in Urdu. And native speakers of Urdu or people in Western Pakistan who had more access to Urdu than Bengalis automatically had a very unfair advantage over them. So the entire movement, Bhasha Andolan, was basically a demand to recognize Bangla as a second official language of Pakistan, which Pakistan didn't want to do because it wanted to create a very unified national identity on the basis of one language. this demand for Bangla as an official language of Pakistan resulted in a lot of violence, a lot of deaths in Dhaka University, and the death of 5 students specifically in 1962 on the 21st of February is the trigger point basically towards this movement. And that day is now memorialized as Mother Language Day, Matribhasha Divas in Bangladesh.
This movement invoked the self-belief of the people and the nationalistic ideas. It was aided by the education movement of 1962, the 6-point movement of 1966, the mass uprising of 1969, the elections of 1970 that culminated into the liberation of the struggle of 1971. Joy Bangla was the only slogan at home and abroad during the Liberation War of Bangladesh in 1971.
Talking about the significance of Language Martyrs Day, veteran Bangladesh Lieutenant Colonel Sajjad Ali Zahir said, "The people of Bangladesh take immense pride in the language movement and observing 21st February as the Language Martyrs Day long before UNESCO declared it as International Mother Languages Day in 1999.
In 1947, when Pakistan got its independence, 56.5% people used to speak in Bangla and 3.9% people used to speak in Urdu. Mr. Jinnah made Urdu the state language and the protest started. And this protest was brutally suppressed by Pakistani forces on 21 February 1952. And we celebrate that day as the Language Martyrs Day.
Bengali language achieved the status it deserved and acted as a catalyst for the liberation of Bangladesh. Professor Chidananda Bhattacharjee, head of the Department English, Rabindra Bharati University, elaborates how the new Bengali literature, songs and cinema emerged because of the Liberation War.
War for Liberation of Bangladesh 1971 produced so much of literature and songs and so many, artistic responses in Bangladesh. Compared to that, our production here in West Bengal has been more tenuous, but definitely people from West Bengal rejoiced almost infinitely at the suggestion of their brothers and sisters of Bangladesh, ultimately, fighting their way through to victory. And it was almost our victory. So many songs, so many poems, so many magazine articles, so many short stories were written. Most of them are now trivia or ephemeral. They haven't found their way to permanent literature, very renowned, well-known things, but some of them have stuck out. The poems written by Vishnu Dev, Shankar Ghosh, Birendra Chattopadhyay, to name just a few, Sunil Gangopadhyay, Dinesh Das, Kobita Singho, Omiyo Chakraborty, Buddhadev Bosu, even some of them like Tarashankar Bandyopadhyay, those who haven't written much poetry, they also started writing poetry, like Buddhadev Bosu wrote poetry. Achinta Kumar Sengupta, himself son of Noakhali, who came over, or Sunil Gangopadhyay, a son of Faridpur, wrote the famous period novel Purba Paschim, which starts off from the days before independence and goes through the Bangladesh war to the 80s. But while treating the Bangladesh war, he is absolutely careful in his details. And Tarashankar Bandyopadhyay, son of this part of Bengal, writes Ekti Kalo Meyer Kotha, a wonderful, almost a chronicle piece for Bangladesh war. That's how our cup is also full.
A tragic tale with a happy ending. All India Radio remembers the unsung language soldiers who laid their lives for the
on Golden Jubilee of Bangladesh Liberation War, the quest for a linguistic identity and the birth of a nation. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsdtalks@gmail.com.